Uh-oh, champ is in the building, spitting all this real rap, I know you gotta feel this. No, I ain't Drake, but I'ma do right and kill this. This is food for thought, call it a 4-course meal, bitch. Poured out my heart before, now it's time to spill it. Some say it's personal, I just call it the realest. Shit out in the open just to show y'all what I'm dealing with. So come and follow me as I take you on this field trip. It started off at 2 years old. Gave away from a fam he shall never know. And this man inside.
Well, we are back again. Hey, it is the same day, just later in the morning. Last night I recorded a video with my NFL picks for week 6. If you get a chance, go check that out. That will be uploaded soon. But welcome back. It's me, Handsome Lean. I am back. I wanted to talk about something today, and it's about what's going on in the news, because I'm torn. Well, let me preference this first. It has to do with two people that I am huge fans of. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a fan of these people, or say that I'm a fan in general, because I am. This has to do with Joe Budden and Drake. The clash. Okay, so I'm gonna preference this with my views. Probably will come off however they come off. Some people will say I'm biased, but I'm just a regular dude who has his opinions, right? I am currently eating breakfast. At breakfast, I have my food, my coffee, and my Ninja Turtle cup. Still a huge fan of them. As men, you know, we don't grow up, we just grow older. So yes, as a kid, huge fan of Ninja Turtles. People are going to use that and say whatever they want to say in the comments for whoever sees this, and frankly, I don't care. It is what it is. Everybody has their little guilty pleasures or things that they still like and stuff like that. That does not mean that I don't, talk to females or anything like that. I'm not one of these nerdy dudes, even though I wear glasses, stuff like that, have a history past, all of that, X, Y, and Z, whatever. It is what it is. So, Joe Budden versus Drake. Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give you guys how I felt about the, let me move this back a little bit, how I felt about Drake's album, okay? I felt like Drake's album was very lackluster. I think it's because it's not, for me, my all-time favorite Drake albums are, I want to say, in all honesty, Take Care, the one with his head in the clouds, I forgot the name of that one. What is it? You Can Thank Me Now, something like that. That one. As Drake got later on in his career, I started just liking more singles than I did his albums. I would go and play his albums and I would just be like, this wasn't for me. Views I wasn't a fan of. There's some songs on Views that I like, but I wasn't a fan of. So I preface this with saying that I do lean more on the side of what Joe is saying. Now I'm formulating my own opinions, but I am a fan of his podcast, and I am a fan of just Drake in general. Um, Drake, you hands down, you can't, you can knock him for some stuff, but his overall success, his overall artistry, and stuff like that. He's amazing. He's great. But I do feel like his music just doesn't hit the same way that it used to. I feel like his singles do. Now, I do agree with Joe Budden and the consensus. This last Drake single that he put out with SZA, to me, just didn't hit or click or work. And I felt like it gave us a false sentiment of what we thought the album was going to be. Like, you name your album For the Dogs, and I'm thinking, oh, Drake about to get back in his bag and really start rapping on here. Especially the track with Cole, I thought Drake would really get rapping. Maybe that's just not him anymore, and I don't knock that. People change. Drake has been very creative with reinventing himself, like staying the same but reinventing himself at the same time. So I applaud that, because it's giving him such longevity, right? But I do feel like in him trying to keep up with some of the younger generation, it just doesn't click the same. I'm not saying Drake should hang it up or anything like that. I'm just saying for me personally. Now with the younger generation, they may say, nah, Drake slapped, this album was great. There are some songs on it that I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know what everybody else's consensus is, and I'm going to take more listens to the album. But the first half of the album, I just wasn't feeling that. Now, it was some beats that I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, the beats, I'm like, damn. But the overall material on the beats, I was just kind of like, this don't sound like what I thought I was going to get. Especially with the contemporaries, his contemporaries, Cole rapping the way that he's rapping, how Kendrick came out and he was rapping the way he was rapping. It's just like, okay, like, like you know what you're going to expect from Drake, but I just didn't expect this. And melodically and sonically, I don't think Drake sounds the same anymore when it comes to some of his material and stuff like that. Like, of course, like I said, everybody changes and voice changes, all of that. But if you go back and you listen to a CD like Take Care, the one with his head in the clouds and stuff like that, and you listen to how he melodically flowed a lot of his stuff together and listen to it now, it just doesn't sound the same. It's like he kind of strayed away from who he was initially to now. It just is like, it doesn't hit or connect the same for me personally. For me, I'm just prefacing this, I'm not saying that about this album, but an album is bad or is not as good or up to your standard. If you're listening to an artist's album that they just put out or recently put out, and as soon as that album you're done listening to that album, you run back and go listen to some of their more dated work or older work. It's because in that album that you are listening to, you're missing that sound that you got from over there, the more dated work. Granted, you do want your artists that you are fans of to grow and become better, but you still want them to remain the same in some instances of, okay, this is what I like you for and what I know you for and what to me made your album sound great and your music sound great to now where your music sounds like, oh, okay, yeah, like it's a cool album. It's not a great album, it's not a classic or anything like that. It's just okay, it's cool. I felt like this was an album when he said for all the dogs. The way that he came on talking on that scissor track, when he released the scissor track, I was like, oh, we about to get Drake that's gonna be in his bag talking his shit. And I felt like it didn't get to that at all. Like I felt like I just felt like it didn't get to that as much as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot more rapping, a lot more, popping his shit a little bit more, and it just didn't feel like that for me. It is what it is. Still a huge fan. I know he said he's going to take some time off from music, so of course, when his time off from music, Drake is going to be doing a bunch of stuff. I can still see Drake doing movies, TV shows. Drake could pretty much do anything, and it's going to pop off. And I don't think, in all honesty, I think he'll get away from music, and I think that he'll have that Cole effect, whereas y'all gonna ask me for a verse, and I'm gonna give y'all some of the best verses of my life. Like, I'm gonna tear y'all up on these verses. Excuse me, no. But I wasn't feeling the album, y'all. I'm off this weekend. I'm gonna play it while I'm cleaning the house and doing some things, stuff like that. But I'm sorry, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't feeling it. Now, I am a huge Joe Budden fan. My best friend, Big Ruga, always listened to Joe Budden when we were in high school. I never got turned on to. We would always be like, "Damn, what you listening to?" You'd be like, Joe Budden, Joe Budden, Joe Budden. Like most, when I was younger, I knew him for Pump It Up, Fire, all of that, right? Right. I then heard a song from Joe that like it resonated me so much that I wanted to hear more. That song was after I graduated high school. I am now married and I have a kid, and my marriage is on the rocks. I know this sounds crazy because if you know Joe Budden, you'll be like, what the fuck? But this song, don't get me wrong, I had been listening, like dibbling and dabbling here and there, and I've been hearing his verses from on stuff and Slaughterhouse and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, like, damn, like, Joe really liked that. Like, I should have been listening in high school. I didn't know he was like that. Like, I didn't know he spit like that. Like, this man really, like, one of the best. Like, I don't care how y'all preference it, how y'all say. Like we used to say back in the day, if you put a bunch of rappers in a room, I think Kiss even said this one time, you put a bunch of these rappers and MCs in a room, a lot of these niggas ain't gonna last, especially today's day and age. If you put today's day and age rappers in a room with some of these new age rappers, they not gonna last. A lot of y'all be like, oh, that nigga slid on a beat, this, that, and the third. We used to call that back in the day, that nigga know how to ride a beat. Pause. That nigga know how to, that nigga rode the beat. Pause. That nigga flow is crazy. Like his flow is crazy on his beat. That's what we call that. Y'all in the new age, y'all call it sliding on a beat. I like it. I think it's clever. Yeah. A lot of these MCs back in the day, like, you want to talk about sliding on a beat, like, what y'all hear now is a bunch of filler, couple of bars, and then ad libs and stuff like that. No, nigga, like, I'm talking like how y'all see Cole is now. Cole, Kendrick, be one of them niggas that's like actually in that room. If it's a cipher and you just gotta go and just rap. I ain't gotta be freestyles or nothing like that. Freestyles were a little bit different back then. You could freestyle off the top of the head, or it could just be some throwaway bars that you just wrote. You wrote like maybe like 100 something bars or 56 something bars, something like that, like 16s or something like that. But it's a hot 16 that you ain't used for a song or anything like that. Where niggas really used to take other niggas' beats, like, and really tear other niggas' beats up. If Joe was still a rapper, Joe would be demolishing a lot of y'all beats out there. And some of y'all beats nowadays, like these beats that are coming out nowadays, ain't even it. I'm sorry, I'm sad to say some of these beats out here, they ain't it. This is not a hate on or shit on or anything like that. I'm just prefacing all this to say, like, a lot of these rappers, bro, if you threw them in a room and niggas just had to rap, a lot of them not standing, like, lasting in that room. A lot of them. I'm gonna say a lot of your superstar rappers, like, they're not, nah. Like, off the top of my head, just off the top. This is not deep thought out or anything like that. Just strictly off the top of my head. Off the top of my head, right? If you put Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Hove, Wayne, DMX, that is, DMX, I'm gonna throw Joe in there. I'm gonna throw Kiss. I'm gonna throw Cameron. I'm gonna throw Mace. I'm gonna throw Black Thought. I'm gonna throw Royce da 5'9". I'm gonna throw, that's 12, right? Let's go. I'm gonna throw Kanye, like old Kanye. Like old Kanye. Go back and listen to old Kanye. Yeah, really gets busy. Stop playing. honestly, even though y'all hate on her, if y'all go back and listen to her, Nicki is getting a lot of y'all new rappers out here. If Nicki come to rap, Nicki is getting a lot of y'all out of here. I'm sorry. And then now we're gonna go. That's 14 of the old school, a little bit mix of the new school when it comes to Drake, Kendrick, Cole, right? Oh wait, Wale. Yeah, Wale. Now we're gonna go. That's 15. Now we're gonna go. If you throw Offset, Quavo, Travis Scott, Lil Uzi Vert, Cardi, I guess you call him a rapper, Future. I don't listen to a lot of these new niggas, but Lil Yachty, who else, bruh? I'm not gonna mention nobody that passed away because it's disrespectful to me. I'm not gonna mention none of them. It's disrespectful because let them people rest, bruh. We're gonna leave it at that. That's 22 rappers, right? They not coming up out of that room, bruh. That last batch I just named, they're not coming up out of that room. Like, they're not, like, if you gotta rap, and, like, keep rapping and it actually remain, like relevant, like, good, like, not trash in that room, they're not lasting in that room, bruh. I'm telling you now. Like, you in there with bona fide spitters. Like, and I didn't, like, and I only added two, like, not. If y'all don't know who Black Thought and Royce da 5'9" is, I suggest y'all go look them up. Me adding them in is crazy. Like, y'all new age niggas might not even get a chance to rap if they go. That's what I mean by that. So, Joe is from that era. He respects this new era somewhat. But when you look at rap and where it's come from and where it is today, I thank a lot of y'all for building rap to be what it is today. But I heard somebody say that it used to be the drug dealer rap, now it's the drug user rap. I think it got away from the drug user rap and is now moved into scammer rap, where a lot of y'all can't rap on beat. A lot of y'all aren't that good. And it's just flooded. It's just flooded because everybody has so much access to just push out music that you get flooded by a bunch of trash. I want to say I think that Lil Wayne, Future, the Migos, and now recently Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Uzi, are the most influential artists of our time, because a lot of you new age rappers are clones of these people. But it's like, you got like, what's a top brand? I'm gonna say these top brands because, not to be old or dated, but because they're always looked at as the top brand, right? So let's say you got Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel, right? That's like your Lil Wayne, Future, and Migos, right? Just say, I'm not saying they're not in no order or who goes to what brand. I'm just saying they are the top shelf, top brand. You got them, right? Y'all new niggas, I ain't even trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. Like, a lot of y'all new age niggas and stuff like that that's putting out this music is like Foreman Mills Dollar General at best. Y'all may have some singles that may reach like Montclair, touching the surface of like reaching to Louis Vuitton and Gucci, like reaching but not really landing. And then when you do land, it's like y'all like, oh, you not what we thought, because the ticket sales and all of that show that. Like, oh, you good on a single, and you good on like being a part of a crew, or not being a part of a crew, but like you good on a single and you're good on being a feature than you are when we come show up to your concert and see like, oh, this ain't really what I thought. Oh, okay. Oh, we were fooled. Just saying. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna try to wrap this up because I don't want to drag this out. A lot of y'all rappers just not it today. And I think Drake trying to cling on to a bunch of rappers that's not it is affecting Drake and his music, because I think we're fooled by smoke and mirrors when it comes to a lot of these rappers, these new age rappers, and saying, oh, people go, oh yeah, he the hottest, this person the hottest, this and third, da 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 da. Yeah, they're getting a lot of radio spins and stuff like that because there's not a lot of good music out there, so you got to play something. So you're playing some of these artists, and then it's so repetitive. You're hearing it on the radio, you're hearing it on TikTok, you're hearing it by this person listen to it, that person listen to it, becomes a challenge, stuff like that, that you start to say, oh, this rapper is like, he the hottest rapper right now, and no, you're just hearing him a lot. So I don't believe he's the hottest rapper. He just has a few catchy songs, and now you think he's something that he's not. So I believe that is what a lot of what is happening. And when it comes to now Drake versus Joe, I think those are some deeply rooted issues that we don't know about. Some of it we do, some we don't. I think Drake is still holding on to his problems that he had with Joe when Joe reviewed Views. That's what I think. I think that that's what all of this is stemming from. I feel like Drake, even though Drake should not need validation from anybody, you've made it, bruh. Like, you could really ride off into the sunset and we be fine. You've had, if I graduated and if I graduated when I graduated, right? If I graduated when I graduated and you were boiling and bubbling and popping then, and it's now 2023, you're solidified. Like, you've had a run. I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying you should retire, anything like that. But if Drake was to ride off into the sunset now, I'm like, hey, I'm not giving y'all full-length albums no more. I'm going to single y'all and feature y'all to death. would you really be mad? You would be mad because you're like, damn, bro, like, the artist out here is trash. But, so, with that being said, I just don't think that, I side with Joe on beef. Looking forward to the podcast. Came out today. I'll listen to it. But I side with Joe on this beef, on this aspect of it, because I just don't think that this was Drake's best foot forward when it comes to this album. Joe is very petty. Joe is always in the media. And I don't even think that he wants to be. I think Joe just wants to enjoy what he's doing now. I enjoy it. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of podcasts. I'm a fan of stuff like that. Me personally, I would love for Wale to get a podcast and pop his shit. But I don't think Wale would ever do that. But I feel like if Wale had a podcast, Wale's podcast would be somewhat kind of like Joe's. More music based, more industry based in the beginning. But I would think it would be somewhat like Joe's, because I feel like Wale probably was a sniper out here. We don't know. It's very quiet. But I feel like his industry stories, if he was able to just really, really talk and say a lot about the industry, how corrupt it is, how niggas ran from him, stuff like that, it'd be a good podcast. Just saying. Especially living here in DC. Now, I'm from Philly, born and raised. I could talk about a lot of stuff from Philly, a lot of our artists and stuff like that, and how a lot of y'all couldn't mess with them back then, but we just gonna leave that alone. I could say a lot, and I'll save that for another day. But in this battle, I side with Joe, not only because I'm a huge fan of Joe, but it's just Drake's album did not hit the way that I thought it would hit. There's a lot of these albums that have come out have just not been hitting the way that I thought they would hit. And I'm not even a huge fan of a lot of the new school artists, but just off y'all singles alone, it's very transparent to me. Like, y'all are getting so much money from different other ventures that music is probably the last thing on you guys' mind. And I ain't gonna tell you to stop. Keep doing what you're doing. Support your family. Make that generational wealth. Do what you have to do. But a lot of this music that's coming out lately, in the way hip-hop is gearing, it ain't that. It ain't that good to me. Drake is going to, I think Drake will win the out petty war in this. Drake is very melodic and petty. So I think Drake will win the petty war. I think this is going to be a very, very petty battle. Selfishly, I hope it brings Joe to do music. Because, all right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to preface this. I don't care. In the music war, I had Joe winning when they were quote unquote beefing. Only reason I had them winning, like it was years ago, bruh. Years ago. Want to say in like 2015-ish. 2015, 2016, whatever. Look it up. Joe Budden making a murder. I believe that's what it's called. Look it up. It's on iTunes. I think Joe locked himself in the studio. Yeah, he was on Adderall this time. This was when he was beefing about views, right? I believe Joe had a whole 30 clip ready for Drake. Drake didn't respond. No. Why would he? I'm on top of the world. Why would I respond to you? But then when you do respond, it's just a little jab. If I release 2 songs, right? 2 diss tracks. And them diss tracks was this. Like, if I release 2 diss tracks and I hit you like this 12-round bout and 10 rounds I hit you with 2. I mean, all 10 rounds I'm fucking you up. Then you only come out the 11th and 12th and hit me with a couple of good jabs, stiff jabs. I want to fight. And I feel like that's what happened with Drake and Joe in the music battle. So, but just look it up and see it. Tell me what y'all think. Because I would love to see Drake come back with a full song towards Joe. I think he's just giving out little jabs here and there. But, hey, I would have loved to deep dive more into this. But it's just my little small tidbit on it. I side with Joe and stand with him and saying that I don't think that this was the best album from Drake or his best foot forward. But doesn't not make me not a fan of Drake. I feel like Drake will come back when he will, and he does come back. I think he's listening. I think he's hearing what everybody's saying. And he'll come back crazier, maybe even better than ever. A Drake that sits away, doesn't do music, doesn't do anything, just has time to sit, think, write, and really focus on music and not try to please a younger generation of artists and just does Drake. I think that's a dangerous Drake. Just my opinion, just my thoughts. You don't gotta pick a winner. I just side on that aspect of it as I didn't think that this album was that good. My dog is going crazy right now. So, sorry for the background noise. But, hey, my dog's going crazy. For all the dogs, he just turned 1 yesterday. Maybe this is for him. Maybe the album was for him. not for me. Who knows? But as I always preference this and end these, thank you for watching, listening, tuning in. I don't care if it's one of y'all, two of y'all, it's got 1,000, 2,000, million. I do this because it's so therapeutic for me, because I enjoy doing it. But I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And tune in for the next video when you guys can. So until then, I'll holler at y'all, alright? So have a good day.